Okay. By the way, it's Savo, and I'm gonna present a presentation about succeed. Actually, I want to say that it's not. I didn't prepare myself about it so long time. I just did it about 1 hour in a day, and if I did something like a little bit mistake or something like that, so please don't mind it. It's just like speaking for you guys and something like that. It's not so. It doesn't matter if I say something like that, and I don't like fighting or something like that. If someone wants to fight, after that I want to fight with all of you guys. And my presentation is about success, how some point about success, and the point about that, and the kind of success, and some other things like that. First, I'm gonna define success. For example, success means different things to different people. Like, for example, for someone is being a billionaire, for someone is championship or minerals or something like that. For others, it's just like living a happy life with peace and quiet from your heart or something like that. So, success means different things to different people. The important point in here is that you can succeed in your life by goals from your heart, and it doesn't mean that doing those things that others want us to be. For example, when someone, as teacher Idris talked about that, we have so many students in college, university, or something like that said, for example, being a doctor just for their parents or something like that. It is not that much important for doing those things. Just live your life being happy and those things that exactly you want. Actually, if you do those things, life will not be that much happy that it's supposed to be. And there's the important point that I want to say right now. For example, you have to make a red line around yourself. It's like a personal line, and never let others to break this line from yourself, and never let others to decide for your life. Never let others to do those things that you want to do and some other things like that. It's just your life. There's no need to break this personal right or something like that. Just live your life. And another thing that I want to talk about is, for example, I want to explain this so well. For example, in here, we have two kinds of life. One of them is a material life, another one is soul life. In this life, some of the scientists said about this, material life is the things that we want to achieve being successful or achieving success just by collecting money or being a doctor or doing some other things like those things, just life. But another world, like a soul's life, maybe there's just feeling things. For example, a simple example is just like, for example, being praying to God or some other things like that. It's another kind. So we have two kinds of life, material and soul's life. In the material, we just want to collect money for others, or just want to be famous, or just some other things like that. But in the other life, in the soul's life, it's just like feeling the things and being happy in your life just by heart, and some other things like that. There's some quotes about success. I want to read this for you guys. One of them is, there is no one right way to achieve success. There is only your way. For example, when someone, it's right. For example, you can get the experience for successful people about their success life or about their something like that. But the important point is choose your life, find your way for achieving success or something like that. It will be the best for you, not tracking others or something like that. But I forgot something. I want to say this for you guys. In here, I'm not gonna tell you that how to be success. It's just like remind you about some other things like that. For example, me as myself, I didn't achieve success in my life. I'm just gonna remind you guys about those things, not advising you. Another thing that I want to talk about is loving others and not hurting them. This is another point that is so much important about life or a successful life or something like that. For example, in here, in Quran, there is a ayah said, Allah every single day. Give you a chance for a new day. For example, when you wake up in the day, just say that. For example, it's your new day. Try to start this day by a good start, and try to not hurt others. Don't be rude to no one. And it's like just it will make you unhappy if you do those things. So when Allah give you a new day, new chance every single day, when you wake up, you have to be grateful for those blessings that God gave you. And actually, I'm gonna talk about another thing, type of successful in life. For example, in here we have being successful in Islam. In Islam, just feeling God with your heart and praying from bottom of your heart. For example, unfortunately, a lot of you are praying without knowing the meaning of the prayer or some other things like that. But it's not the point of being Muslim. It's not the point for this. The point is just feel God with exactly what is He and what He gave to you. It is successful. It is success means in Islam. Another thing is talk to Allah every day. For example, when God told we to pray 5 times in a day, He said this not for something. He said for it. Of course, it has beneficial or something like that. He said it because He wants us to talk with Him every day. 5 times in a day. For example, when you feel alone, when you feel that no one is around you, when you feel that life is just like messing around with you, or there's some other problem with you, the best way, I know other people will help you for those things, but actually God is the only way for help you for solving your problems, for those things. It's the best way. Another point is, if you are a real Muslim, it's like, yeah, I know, I want to talk about this in this two kind of life. For example, in a material life and soul life with Islam and with the other sciences or something like that. But for example, if you want to be successful in a material life, first you have to be perfect in a soul's life. There's a point for this. For example, God made everything for me. This world, these trees, this weather, this water, this everything God made for me. So if we have a strongest contact with Allah, then everything will be so easy for you. For example, when you want to be a doctor, engineer, when you want to be successful in your life, when you want to be anything that you want, first be true with God. He made everything for me, so it's easy for getting those things that He gave for me and that He gave to others. But it's the point. Another type is success in study. I don't want to talk about this, guys, because you all know how to study, but there is some important way for being successful in your study or something like that. Another point is just like a little bit rude, but I'm gonna talk about it. Being successful in family. For example, a mom or dad, the family they have to manage their children. They have to do everything for them. But being successful, it doesn't mean that just to get them food, just to keep them warm or something like that. The important point is educating them with the good way. But unfortunately now, some of the parents are so busy by getting money, or they are so busy by doing something like it isn't their mistake, but unfortunately it's a point. Another point for being successful is in community living with others. For example, there's a speech that said, when you feel it's about for loving others and living with your family or something like that, it's really important for living with your family and something like that. For example, there's a speech that said, when you felt so bored, when you felt angry, when you felt something like that, just go and hug your mom and put your head on her legs and take her hand on your head, and she will automatically give you a positive energy for forgetting those problems that you have. It is really true. You guys can try it. It's really true. Me as myself, I try it, and I think it's a really good way. Another point, God made way for what's the beneficial for making way? He created it. For what? He created for being busy, finding the new things every day, and knowing, being a knowledge, getting so many information every day. And if you are busy or if you are not, so try to be busy, because God told you for being busy every day, and I think it's a really good way for being successful. Just try the God's way, God's message, then everything will be okay. There's the ayah in Quran says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم يا أيها الذين آمنوا لا تلهكم أموالكم ولا أولادكم من ذكر الله ومن يفعل ذلك فأولئك هم الخاسرون. It means, for example, when you want to be successful, don't, for example, when you are studying, and at the same time you hear azan, and you say, I'm studying. After my studying, I will pray or something like that. Studying is something like for your life, not just for God. So Allah said, don't ignore me, don't ignore my message, my prophets every day for your life. For example, for study. For example, for managing your children. For example, for going out. For example, for buying new things. He said, don't ignore me. Every time, remember me. For example, in the family, I saw it by myself. We have so many parents that are doing something for their children. For example, they are saying, I will do something for my children. After that, I will pray. Allah said, don't do this. First, remember me. Do the things that I said to you. After that, you can do those things. Another point is be happy in your life. I want to say, for example, in Europe or in those another countries, we have so many other people that are living. Yes, they are living in a so cheerful or something, but they are not cheerful as we. For example, Allah told me for. I'm gonna ask you a question. Why Allah told me to be grateful for His blessing? Yeah?
Anyhow, Savo, first, if I answer your question, but I want to tell you something here. For example, the subject matter is the most important, point in presenting a presentations. But now, what's your topic actually? Your topic is success or is worshipping? Yeah, which one of them actually? Because, you talked about worship more than the success in general. If you want to talk about worship, for example, your question is most of the points you mentioned, refer to worshipping, And of course, if we have to appreciate God, for this thing is actually which were given to us by Allah. So we have to appreciate him for, even for the parts of our body actually, and for everything, and for, you can say, for creating the life in general, we should appreciate him. Yeah, this is the answer of your question. But, as I told you, we have to appreciate him for creating this thing is for the sake of the human being.
When someone helps you in something or give you something, you are saying, I appreciate you for your help. Thank you for giving this thing for me. At the same time, Allah created us and give us those things in this world. Do you think it already everyone don't appreciate for Allah? Why should you appreciate Allah? Because Allah created us. It's not cursed, I think. Why?
Allah told me to be grateful for him. Why? For example, when you wake up every single day and when you are thinking about his blessing that he gave you and something like that, he told, for example, being healthy, having a good eyes, having a good leg, having a good face, and healthy every day. And for example, so many other things that he gave you. Why he gave you this? It is just for being happy.
Allah created us. We should appreciate it for okay. I said I totally understand and appreciate it. I'm saying yeah. Okay. Thank you. Thank you.
The presentation about successful. I think if we want to be a successful one in our life, we have to depend on two things. First, we have to depend ourselves. The second, we have to depend on God. We have to we have to don't give others role in our successful, because if others having a role in our successful, maybe we will face failure in the future. But if we can make yourself a strong person, there is no doubt you will be successful, and you can face all the difficulties in your life. And I have a question for her. What will we do to be a successful one in our life? And what are these steps we have to take to be a successful one?
For answering your question, first thank you, and after that I'm going to tell you. I wanted to talk about this, but you guys seem it like forwarding my topic or something like that. First, listen carefully, and then you can decide about my opinion. For being successful, I will answer your question, but first I'm going to talk about successful women right now. For example, as I told you guys, I knew something in the course, during the course that I was with you guys. Some of you guys said that humans just should stay at home and educating children and just cooking or something like that. For example, yes, it's true. We have a difference between humans and male and females, but it doesn't mean that we have to just stay at home or something like that. For example, for a simple example for you guys, being successful as a female, we have so many people. We have so many females in here are successful, are doing their educating children. Can you please listen to me? Yeah, or you have something else? Come here.
Thank you so much for your presentation. Very good presentation. Okay, I know. Until now, you did well. Okay. You should compare between two things. If you want to succeed in worship, you should stay at home. As you know that, if you want to do a good worship, we shouldn't go to the bazaar and the companies and the other places to do worship. We should stay at home for this. Not only as a human being, it means male and female. For example, if you want to worship, you should stay at home in a good place, in a suitable place for doing your worship, just between you and your Creator. It means between you and Allah. But for succeed in your life, I think you shouldn't stay at home. You shouldn't sitting. You shouldn't sleeping. You shouldn't relaxing in any time for being succeed. But I think she said some points. Those points are very different with a succeed life. In the it means it depends on personality and the others. Maybe these points, when she mentioned it, that was good for herself, but for me, it will be different. It will be different because my succeed.
Sorry, I'll mention it now, please. If you let me, I'll mention it now. As myself, if I want to succeed, outside, it means outside the home, like a Muslim and like the others, for example, in a way. First of all, if you want to succeed for yourself, it means you like human being. First of all, you should greeting all of that people when you know and you don't know about them without any reason, without any condition. Yeah, I know that. That's different. That's a different between me and you. And you told us God creates us with every need, every necessary in our life, like eyes, nose, mouth, ears, hands, arm, leg, all of these things. But God don't mention these things in Quran. But He said, لقد من الله على المؤمنين إذ بعث فيهم رسولا من أنفسهم يتلو عليهم آياته ويزكيهم ويعلمهم الكتاب والحكمة. God mentioned those prophets when sent us to what? To advise us, to take out us in the doubt or in those things when we should believe them. We shouldn't disbeliever with them. I think in worship that's different. But as Mr. ادریس said, I mentioned those things when you talked about. Thank you so much.
We have a two life in her. For example, one of them, it's not my opinion. It's all of the people opinion. If you suppose yourself as a reader, you know, yes. Okay, so you read a lot. You have to know that it's not my opinion. It's everyone's opinion or something like that. First, you guys listen to me, then you can decide what I'm talking about and something like that. And if you want to fight, yeah, come on, I'm fighting with you. Okay. You are welcome. But I didn't complete my opinion, my presentation.
Firstly, just wait a minute. First of all, actually, you talked about two sides of success. One of them is the material success, material side, and another one is the spiritual side. But most of the time you provide it for spiritual sides. So the participator said that, your topic is maybe something like to the worshipping, maybe more than the success. As I told you, me as myself, for example, I always make the situation easier to find between the participators in the debate. But today, actually, it's clear that you like fighting, because actually, you have some questions for fight between the males and the females here. I think it's up to you, actually. You like fighting, but I think maybe I don't allow them for fighting with you, because here it's not that, actually it's not a classroom for fighting here, because maybe sometimes their water is near, maybe one of them actually throw you out of the water. So there is no need to provide our time for fighting. The time was over, I know. Actually, you presented a very important topic, and I appreciate you for presenting a very good presentation. But as I said before, subject matter is the most important topic. It will be better if you provide, for example, some points like how to succeed. One of the points is, maybe you had to provide one of the points for worshipping. It means in spiritual sites, in spiritual, life, as you said. Of course, you had done very well. I appreciate you for presenting a very good presentations. I think actually, maybe you provided about 40 minutes here just for presenting a topic, but you said that I didn't finish my presentation. But actually, don't you think it's, you know, maybe it's so much time actually provided for you? As I told you, you like fighting, so the others, of course, comment you. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. Okay. Thank you, Savo. You have done